What's the difference? Authority versus responsibility in delegation. Imagine you're leading a team and need to get a project done. You might think giving someone a task is enough, but there's more to it than just assigning work. Understanding the difference between authority and responsibility can make or break how well your team functions. Authority is the power you give someone to make decisions, give orders, and use resources to complete tasks. It comes from their position in the organization. For example, if you assign a team member the authority to approve expenses up to a certain amount, they can decide whether to approve or deny within that limit. Authority allows them to act independently within their scope. Responsibility is the obligation to complete the task and be answerable for the results. It is tied to the role or the specific task, not the position. If someone is responsible for preparing a report, they must ensure it is accurate and submitted on time. Responsibility cannot be handed off. The person who is responsible remains ultimately accountable. When you delegate, you can give authority to someone to perform certain actions, but you still hold responsibility for the overall outcome. For example, you might delegate the authority to handle customer complaints to a team member, but you are still responsible for the overall customer satisfaction. If something goes wrong, you need to oversee and ensure the task is completed properly. Understanding this difference helps avoid common problems. If someone has responsibility but no authority, they might struggle to get things done. This can cause frustration and slow progress. To prevent this, always clearly assign both authority and responsibility when delegating. Make sure the person has the power to act and the obligation to deliver. Good delegation means balancing these two elements. Authority should match the responsibility assigned. If you give someone responsibility for a project, give them enough authority to make decisions and access resources. This way, they can succeed without constantly needing approval. Remember, responsibility is always linked to the role and cannot be delegated away. Authority, however, can be passed to others to help get the work done. When you understand and apply this clearly, your team will communicate better, work more smoothly, and feel more empowered. For first-time managers and young professionals, mastering this balance is key. It builds trust, motivates team members, and helps achieve goals efficiently. Clear communication about who has what authority and responsibility prevents confusion and makes teamwork flow better.